Thank you for joining me on this episode of Highway Spec. My name is Trent. We are going to jump right into specking out a 2024 Ford Mustang. Now, the 2024 Mustang is all new. Yes, it has a different look. It's lost a few of the retro touches. Whether you love that or you hate it, that's up to personal opinion. Personally, I don't think it looks as good. However, I am impressed that they still kept the V8 around. They still kept the manual transmission around, and you can thank the Mustang Mach-E for that.
Wait, what?
Yes, the Mustang Mach-E, the electric SUV thing that people hate that it's called a Mustang. Well, it is the reason why Ford has been able to stick with an internal combustion engine rather than going full electric or even hybrid with the Mustang, because it allows them to meet the fuel regulations for that Mustang nameplate. Now, like I mentioned, it does allow them to keep the 6-speed manual transmission and a V8, and you know what? That is exactly what we're going to spec out. I do respect the EcoBoost. I've rented a couple of them before, and I've been flat impressed with the amount of power you get out of a base model vehicle. However, Mustang to me means V8, and that's coming from a guy with a V6 turbocharged truck.
That's a bold statement.
So when it comes to V8 powered Mustangs, we have a few options. We have the GT Premium, the Dark Horse, and the Dark Horse Premium. Now the GT gets 480 horsepower, which is a huge bump over the 450 horsepower it had in the previous model year. But the Dark Horse bumps that all the way up to 500 horsepower. It does keep the same amount of torque, but it is only available with specific options, and it does look pretty cool. However, me personally, I want to customize my cars and make them a little bit more my own. And in doing that, I'm going to stick with the regular GT. So me personally, being a vehicle that I'm going to drive on a consistent basis, I would go with the GT Premium. I would add those niceties. I want it to be a comfortable place to be while I am ripping through the gears and making the V8 noises. Now there are a ton of color options here. You've got the classic Ford Race Red, and also the Rapid Red, Atlas Blue, Grabber Blue, Dark Matter Gray, Vapor Blue, Yellow Splash, Carbonized Gray, and of course you've got black and white and silver. Now they do offer vinyl racing stripes to go over the top. Personally, I'm not a big stripe person, so we're going to go ahead and avoid that. But for me, I want the classic color. I want a little bit more of the look at me. So I'm going to go with the classic Grabber Blue. There we go. We've got the 5-liter Coyote motor, V8, 6-speed manual transmission. The 10-speed, as great as it is, I'm not going to select it here. And then you do have some rear gear options, which I am going to get to in a minute. So our first option is the GT Premium High Equipment Group. That gives you the B&O sound system, the illuminated door scuff plates, premier trim with color accent group, security package, and the Ford Copilot Assist with the memory driver seat. Gonna go ahead and add that for $2,900. All right, next up we have the GT Performance Package. We need to take a look at this. It gives you the 19-inch wheels, the Brembo brakes, the electronically hand-operated parking brake, which is really interesting. It's an electronic parking brake, but it does have a handle like you would normally have with a mechanical parking brake, which is really interesting. It does allow you to do some unique things like drifting with this electronically operated handbrake. It does give you different springs, a K-brace, different grille, a raised rear wing, and you've got the torsion differential with a 373 with the manual transmission, which is what we're going to do. Personally, I am going to skip over the Mustang Night Pony package and the Bronze Appearance package because they're just that. They're appearance packages, and we've got the goods with the GT Performance package. And in doing so, I am going to skip over the wheels. I do actually like these wheels a decent amount. Chances are, if I were to get this, I would add some aftermarket wheels at some point, so I think these will work for the time being. The remote start system, as cool as it is not going to be compatible with the manual transmission, so we're not going to do that. Now, the MagneRide dampening system, I think is really cool because it does give you the magnetically adjustable shocks. However, I am going to try and keep the price somewhat reasonable on this, so I am going to avoid that, and I'm also going to avoid the active valve performance exhaust. Even though this does raise the horsepower by 6, I think there's going to be a lot more aftermarket options that will really hone in that sound that I'm looking for, and so I'm just going to skip right over that. One thing I am going to do though, however, is get the Grabber Blue brake calipers with the white Mustang logo on there because I think that is going to look sharp with the Grabber Blue exterior. Now the interior options, I've had some technical difficulties while recording this, so I've actually been through this once before and kind of know what I want to go with. However, the red interior is not an option with the Grabber Blue, not surprising. Then you've got this unique color. We're not going to go with that because, again, not available with our GT Performance package. We are going to select the gray interior, though, just because it's a little bit different. It kind of gives it more of a two-tone feel because you've still got the black dash, you've still got the black door panels, black trim all over the place. But the seats being gray kind of gives it a more upscale, unique two-tone look.
That's real classic.
All right, now you can get the Recaro seats. However, it does get rid of the climate-controlled seats. So heated and ventilated seats. Personally, I love having them in a vehicle when it is an option. Yes, it adds a little bit of weight. Yes, it makes it a little bit slower. I don't care. All right, so the packages already come with these, the aluminum foot pedals, heated steering wheel, anti-theft system, ambient lighting system. The 9-speaker system, although selected, is actually trumped by the B&O sound system with 12 speakers, including a subwoofer in the trunk, apparently. Satellite radio, voice-activated touchscreen navigation, and Sync 4. Looking in that interior, you do have that dual connected screen there, the instrument cluster, as well as the center stack screen. Really unique for this type of vehicle. And there we have it. That is my 2024 Mustang, how I would spec it out. At $56,000 for a GT premium package, that really is not that bad. Looking at some of the 23 models just earlier today, they're in the 50s as well. So this really is a reasonable price for a brand new 2024 Mustang with a V8, with a 6-speed manual transmission, and not skipping on a lot of options. What do you think of this spec though? Do you like the Grabber Blue? What would you choose differently? Make sure to drop a comment below, and thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.